So, hey
Hello, hello,
Leopold. Hi
hello, hello.
everyone.
Hi, everyone. Once again.
Yeah, once again. So I'm Philippa. This is Leopold. We're really excited to talk about the new moon in Pisces, and of this year of 2025. And I'm curious to hear what Leopold has to say, and I'll add to it. But what I believe is that it's 9 degrees, right, of Pisces.
Yes.
How many minutes? 30, 28? No.
Let me see, let me see. Up. Yes. It's I don't have the minutes here.
Okay. Anyway, it's anyway.
I'll have it for you.
Okay.
Just a sec, I'll sort it
So while
out.
he does that,
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about a new moon, as many of you know, the sun and the moon are placed together. The degree is the the exact place that the sun and moon are together. And new moons are often beginnings, a time to set affirmations, start something new, and it would affect the Pisces part of your chart. And of course, if you are Virgo, Sag, and Gemini, you'll also feel that in different ways because it makes different aspects. And of course, if you're water sign, earth sign, etc. So I won't go on about it, but it's a chart. The chart for the new moon is very water focused. We have a stellium in Pisces. Um, and this is just before. Okay, so 9 degree. Thanks, Leopold. 9 degrees 41 minutes. Okay. So Leopold, any thoughts? Any thoughts on the new moon? I know that on your Instagram you also do like a report, a live report about the moon phases, the new moon, the full moon. So yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I will try to be concise here, but it's a very interesting new moon here at 9:41 Pisces. We have an energy that is very Piscean, like you know. We have many planets here. We have 5 planets in Pisces. You have the luminous energy that will bring the attention to that Piscean energy. All I want to say is that we are also entering 2025. For the people that know about astrology, know it's an important year because we are closing. Closing. It's closure. Closure of what? It's closure of the era of the Piscean age also. So we are kind of closing this. We are moving into the Aquarian age, but many people tend to forget that we are actually closing first, sorting out this Piscean energy we've lived through 2000 years. So this new moon here will bring up again these questions on how we can sort things out. First, emotionally, with that water energy, of course, with the pains, the ups, the downs. Saturn is in there, so we need to straighten, get limitation, realize what reality is in front of our subjection fantasies, all these Piscean symbolism uh, is gonna be met by the wall of Saturn. So it's not only negative, I think sometimes it's positive as well. It's a wake-up call sometimes also, and for the people that have a tendency to victimize or to run away or to hide away, you will have to stand up, to step up. So there is really that energy of the new moon then starting. Put your intentions and start this new cycle, and it's gonna echo, it's gonna resonate with the end of this huge era, this huge age, this huge Piscean age. So for me, the main questions here are gonna be how you're gonna prepare to the eclipse season coming from the 14th to 29th of March. We will have the eclipse season that will underline again the question of Pisces and Virgo, which are for the ones who knows a bit about astrology, which is health. What does it mean to be healthy? What do I eat to be healthy? What do I drink to be healthy? How do I love? This is part of my health also. How do I love my brother? How do I love my sister? So here at the back, we have a humanitarian question. How do I respect myself? How do I respect Africa, where all the minerals that are on my iPhone are? How do I respect my surrounding, my beloved people that are actually, I call them my brothers and my sisters, but am I in a healthy situation, a healthy relationship? So all these things. And again, also what it means to be one, what it means, do I understand that I'm a part of this human race? Do I understand that we are all the same, really? Or is it just an idea I throw out like this, and then after in my everyday actions, I act as an individual and I think about me, myself, and I, or I think about me and my little family because we are white, or we are Chinese, or we are black, or we are this or that, all these questions here might be very triggered. And another important thing also is that we will see the harm wrestling that I was talking about on Instagram about the youth and the old, I think also, which is very, very interesting because we have the same positions that we have with the Mercury and Saturn. You can see a bit the same positions, the same energy with Uranus and Pluto also. So Uranus is in Taurus trying to move things forward, and Pluto is in Aquarius trying to move things forward as well. But here we have that Mercury that also symbolizes the youth and the way they think. And it's gonna go and meet the wall of the old structure. Again, this energy that we just met in Capricorn recently is symbolized by this Saturn in Pisces that needs to move, that needs to be dissolved in the ocean of Pisces, but is still very controlling and structuring. And it's almost like Saturn is saying, okay, the youth, I know you have a dream, but show me that dream on a paper. Show me how it's gonna materialize, And it's a very difficult spot because we are in Pisces. And to be honest, we don't know yet. We don't know yet, and it's totally fine. We have to cross over and trust. Also, it's a very Piscean subject to have faith, to trust the future, also. So, and mind you, the youth I'm talking about has, it's probably 20, 30 years old. I'm talking about this new youth that has something to say politically or like has a project together. It's a youth that has a Pluto in Sagittarius. So a Pluto in Sagittarius is right on the opposition with that Jupiter right now in Gemini. So you realize here that this expansion is not that easy. It's asking a lot to this generation to produce something that is understanding, that is structured and everything. But they have the capacity to show us a bright future and a different one. So here, of course, Pisces, you will have to accept the difference. Accept the difference in your family, in yourself, in your loved ones, in the brother in front of you. Accept the difference of views, of future, of because it's all together that we will move on. I think that's part of what the new moon is talking about.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm wondering what to add. Fascinating, very interesting.
Mhm.
And I guess also for the people who are listening, what I will add to this is that so we got all these stellium of Pisces planets, and they are on the North Node. So our North Node at the moment is in Pisces. It's where our collective energy is headed towards, these Pisces energy of oneness, for lack of a better word, right? South Node is in Virgo, which has to do with the body. Virgo and Pisces both have to do with healing. Virgo is more connected to the body, the organs. It's more practical, more of this world, more to do with doctors, as well as maybe herbalists. Pisces has more to do with long distance healing, etc. So we're moving towards these Pisces energies, but we still have the Virgo that also wants to do everything in the right way, organize things. It has to be tack, 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 right? Very pedantic. Um, so in one way, we want to always take the best of the energies, and then the energies that are not so healthily expressed, allowing them to still come up, to still be able to see them, and then somehow to find a way to either release them or to work with them. So I guess why I'm bringing this up is because I really like what you said about this idea of looking at our diet, looking at our body. Is my machine, is my the instrument in which I'm moving into the world, am I giving it the right petrol? Am I giving it the right ammunition? Am I giving it what it needs? Am I respecting my sacred temple? Sacred temple, again, because we're talking about Pisces spirituality, but it's completely connected to Virgo, right? So it's our body. How am I venerating this body that is a gift, was given to me, right? um so it has, yeah. So, and Virgo also has to do with the day to day. What am I doing in my daily life? How do I take these spiritual ideals I have of oneness, of I'm here, but I have a brother, in Congo, in Palestine, in wherever it is. So it's also about not necessarily, so with this a Virgo South Node, it doesn't mean we have to let everything go. We take the best of the South Node, we alchemize it, we use it in the right ways to help us get to the North Node aim. So it's like, okay, I want to create this oneness, this unity, I want to be more connected spiritually. How can I bring that down without putting too much pressure on myself? But how can I bring that down on a day-to-day level where I can make it a reality? So you're still going with that Pisces flow, but in the end, you're like, okay, if I eat 3 days of McDonald's, my body's a garbage temple, right? Or whatever it is, like everyone knows. And also, again, Pisces is the intuition, intuiting what is good for me to consume and what isn't. And it's so funny because and Pisces is so sensitive, I think the more sensitive of the zodiac, and the more we intuit and have a cleaner way of life, the more you notice, like, hey, I've drank this coffee, but somehow coffee doesn't feel right for me, or this or that. And it doesn't have to be something that is completely toxic. And of course, Pisces has to do with toxicity as well. But it can be as simple as sometimes you can, I don't know, have ginger and you're like, actually the ginger doesn't feel right for me. So it's also about your own unique signature and trusting yourself. So I wanted to add that in terms of the body, but also breaking out of habits. And Virgo is also very much connected to habits. And in one way, yes, you need to surrender and give it all up, because Saturn is also like running people hard. And at some point you have to realize, like, maybe I'm not in charge. The man in charge is the man, Saturn is in charge, right? But at the same time, it's a bit, I guess I don't know. I wonder what you think, but it's like I imagine this image of like a balloon, with a string, maybe maybe a helium balloon. And in a way, I'm not saying I want the balloon to be locked and stuck to the rock, to the earth, because you want the balloon to be free. But at the same time, if you set that balloon thing, it goes up, disappears. You can't even get pleasure from it, and then it pollutes the environment. Again, pollution, which is very Neptunian, very Piscean. So I guess it's like, how do you still be able to flow, enjoy, go with the flow, listen to your body, listen to yourself, intuit what the environment around you wants, but still use that Virgo to keep you rooted? Because especially with this new moon, and of course, new moons usually, the chart of the new moon is kind of like a quote unquote prediction for the coming month, right? The
Mm.
coming month. So we've got so many planets in Pisces, like you need to make sure you know where you're going, and you know to make sure that you've got that rock
Yes.
with your helium balloon. Otherwise, like,
Yes.
we had just
And
done our Insta video. You talked about delusion. You talked about, running away, hiding. You can get so wrapped up in your feelings. You will not even know what is real, what is not. Suddenly you're
yes.
upset about some small thing, and then you make it bigger than the reality, and you're like, yeah, but they said that, but they didn't never said that, right? So
Yeah.
it's like we need to use that Virgo, and it's a point, it's not a planet, but I think we need to use that Virgo South Node to just be in the body and be like, okay, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling emotional, I'm feeling like I'm lost, but okay, pinch yourself. Okay, I feel my body. I see five things, I smell four things, I'm tasting whatever it is, blah 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 blah.
Mm,
And also just one more thing before I hear your thoughts is it's an interesting chart because there are not that many aspects because we have the stellium of Pisces, and what I see is, okay, of course, the opposition, South Node, North Node with the Pisces here, and then we have a square of Jupiter to the Sun and the Moon, and then we've got the square of Mars now direct to Chiron, not exact, but it's direct. And this Mars Chiron square has been happening for a while, and it's for me it's a tough one because it's like the softness of the Cancer, but then you got the Mars there with the arrow, and the Cancer wants to be soft and wants to be loved and accepted, and then the Chiron is also like, who am I, what do you want? So it just feels like two very wounded parts are coming up against each other and don't understand each other. And I think this has been a month. Oh yeah, because also Mars was stationary for a while. So I mean, I've been feeling that aspect, right? Which is also very infantile because of the Aries, because of the Cancer. But what I wanted to say, and then I'll come back to you, is the Jupiter square with the Sun and the Moon. In one ways, is very nice because even a square to Jupiter feels good, and it can be exciting, and there can be opportunities. But again, not every opportunity is the best opportunity. And again, it's a mutable square. So with that Gemini and Pisces, and for myself, my ICs and Pisces, but also I'm a Gemini, like mutability sometimes means, again, you're just like, now more balloons. You got one balloon, now you got more balloons. That's a balloon party.
yeah.
And you're just running here, there, and everywhere in this mutability, and you're like, okay, great opportunities, and suddenly I don't know, you bought a living room furniture and God knows what that is of the worst quality, but it's because it was on sale, but you already have very nice, you know what I mean? So it's like also not allowing yourself to flow and be flexible, but also at the same time not being open to every idea, not being open to every piece of information that comes your way. And also enjoying life, sure, enjoying it, because I think there is a lot to enjoy it. It's important to enjoy yourself at this point in time in life. Like
Yes,
you have to chill
definitely.
out a bit, right, and have some
Yes.
fun. But it's like, again, like that Jupiter, Pisces, Gemini thing. It can also be like just having such a good time talking, chilling out with people. Like,
Yeah.
so okay. So what do you have to? I'm curious, Leopold.
I mean, it's just that for me again, just to come back to what I was saying in the beginning of our video, is that for me it's a very youthful energy. It's a youthful energy, and you have to understand also that the master of the south node in Virgo is Mercury. And Mercury is right next to the oldest one of the zodiac, which is Saturn, in terms of personal planets. So having that almost like that conjunction here is just to say that, okay, watch out, because if you keep enjoying, if you keep going, running around like a headless chicken, you will meet a wall somewhere. And we don't wish that to anyone. It's just that there is a karmic lesson here. So can you maybe focus a little bit, not analyzing too much, but just being like in a right way, in a balanced way? Can you be aware of what is at stakes here during your new moon? Take the time to really listen to videos like we are doing, trying to understand like where the direction of this world is going, because you're going to get more and more invitations to run away. More and more. You're going to do something, invite you there, do a course, do a retreat, listen to this podcast, go and check this series on whatever platform, which is great. I'm not trying to diss any of this. I'm part of this system. No worries. I'm in it. no problem. It's just that you maybe that it's interesting during this new moon to realize that that's a tendency of Pisces to dissolve yourself and outwards. So there's nothing left anymore, you know? And the Virgo energy is the mother energy also, that is the essence of everything. So you need to kind of reunite yourself to become that essence again, and not, you need to be permeable and to understand what's around you. So you have to open your doors and be welcoming like a sponge, whatever is surrounding you. But you're still that sponge, you're still that essence, you still have an identity. Don't lose it totally, you know? So that's what I would suggest as intentions, maybe on that new moon.
Um, yeah, and Virgo, I guess also, I don't know if I've used it for Virgo, but Virgo is also sensible. It's like I think what I get from what you're
Of
saying
course,
is just be sensible and
of course.
remember your core, who you are.
Yes,
But I think it's also this whole axis of Virgo Pisces. It's all about reinventing how you look after your body as well as how you work, how you are of service to others. Virgo, not overworking, smart working, right?
yes.
Pisces, again, reinventing it. Yes, you want to help others, but help others in a way that is sensible, as
Don't
opposed
lose
to
yourself.
like losing yourself. And then yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot to lose, especially in Pisces,
Mm.
Um,
And
fascinating. So, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think it's important also, and I just wanted to add also for I see around me, of course, a lot of people are coming also to see me for a seance or for hypnotherapy. There's also a little sense here not to be. There's a sense of despair, you know, and this also is very palpable as a sense of despair because the challenges in front of us are so huge, and it's like the compression is so hard on us, is that sometimes there's a bit of despair showing up, and this also is maybe a great time to place your faith where this despair is, you know, because again we are in Pisces, you know, and this is the house also um, of, it's not really just talking about the Christ. It's more talking about that unconditional love he symbolizes. It's not just about him. It's about what he symbolizes.
Um, it's funny because, not everyone is Saturn's friend, but I do believe that if we didn't have Saturn in Pisces, it would be it would be harder. We have to actually thank you, Saturn. Thank God Saturn is there. So when you talk about also this despair, again, Pisces is a lot about letting go. Really, like, they say let go and let God. And Saturn also again has to do with authority figures, but we have to thank Saturn for being there, because at least you can let go, but you'll touch the ocean bed, the hardness of the ocean will be there to at least support you in some way. So it's almost like letting go, and then to find like what the dimensions of what you're working with are, to like let go and find not structure but something. So I think that Saturn there is
Yeah, and maybe even the
beautiful.
unknown, maybe the
Yeah,
unknown, you know, because it's
yeah,
part of that ocean also.
yeah,
But don't be scared. Don't be
yeah,
scared. In the most despair, you will have something. There will be a glimpse, a light, something. Just keep
yeah,
an eye on the possibility that this
yeah.
can come to you, you know. But it's challenging moments, you know. We're not gonna also jollify everything, you know. It's just that it's interesting, it's intense moments. And again, with so many planets in Pisces, you know, it could go like into liquefied despair also to the finish. You know, here we have Saturn that is bringing us like some sense of responsibility also, and understanding, maturity also through these challenges. You know, that's great. That's great. And the ones who can see it, they will be bona fide. That's 100%, you know. I see it every day. I see it in my everyday life, in my personal life. I try to practice what I preach, which is very difficult, but I do. And then sometimes also I see it through the people coming through, you know. You can victimize yourself or stay in despair, or you can really understand why it's coming to me and understand and embrace that Saturnian energy. And maturity is never wasting a moment, an appointment to be there. Maturity, it's always there. It's always there when you are ready. It's there, right there.
So, okay, thanks guys for watching. Please
Thank you.
like, share, subscribe, send us questions, thoughts, etc. And
Yes,
Leopold, I'm happy to connect with you and to share and exchange ideas.
always, always.
And
It's always a pleasure.
yeah, and I wish you a happy new moon in Pisces, 9 degrees, 41 minutes.
Yes, yes, to everyone. Thank you so much. Happy new moon to everyone. Thank you.
Yes,
All the
happy new
best.
moon. Ciao,
Yes.
guys. Bye.
Bye bye.